Hi guys, coins of the day, 24th of the 10th, Friday. £1 coin, £1. that puts me in the right mood for a start off. Not a bad penny. Looks better on the camera than it does actually oh, this side doesn't though. Let's have a look, see if it'll, yeah. No, this side's unfortunately worse for wear. What is it? God blimey, 2006. 19 years old. Couldn't believe it. Unfortunately, the copper doesn't have any problems with the rims, so there's no point going there. There doesn't seem to be anything decent with the other side worth mentioning, other than for those that just like watching videos about the coins, these two little prongs on what looks to be a crown, the right one is always smaller than the left. Not necessarily true. I have seen one where the right is bigger, but I think it's because of a poor strike, or probably maybe a knock somewhere in its life, and it was missing the top piece of the tail. They bear outwards. You can just about make them out. If you want to see that, you'll have to look on my other video. Right, 3 5p's. Yeah, let's get it on. See what we got. Starting with this one. 5p. Yeah, it's a joke. It really is a joke. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Your main points you're looking at are the two harp strings adjusters. I'm going to try and get all three lined up. Alright, it's the other way around there. I always tend to, what I do with the 5p's is put the actual word in 5p, and I can't even tell. My eyes are just really bad. Got my eyeglass out in the end. I put the 5p so it's going crossways, as it should be. The wording is susceptible to errors, mainly blobs of metal. Because of the size, you tend, with the pattern around it, it tends to fill in with blobs. I mean, the best 5p coin there is probably, looking at it, is the one furthest away, probably because it's under more light. You can see the two there. I'm just going to look with the eyeglass, cheat. Yes, the middle one has it. I will try and pull that out and right, yeah, the middle one has it, so let's put that in the light and see if that can show off a bit better. Not really, is it? Let's see, pull it out. Yeah. I think you may just see it. It's the V Yeah, and I think you can see it actually, if I get do that again. You can see that it's bulbous. When I mean bulbous, it's like solid, filled in. If you look at the rest of the letters, you can tell that they're not. That one you can. It's not a good one. It's not a good one by far, but it is what it is. It also suffers. It's trying to do this. We're trying to keep that in light. It also suffers with the right string adjuster is missing at the top. Let's have a look at the others. Or that the middle one is really hard to see. Yeah, it's not there. I don't think it's there. I proved myself wrong when I do up the magnifier. I can't see much wrong with it, but this is the trouble with 5p. It's such a small coin. You really do need to see the magnification of it. Again, you can see on that middle one there, where I put it in the middle. Where's me? There it is. You can't. This looks blank, which usually denotes the fact that it probably is. The right string is normally the one that's missing. The left string is hard to find. The way they interact with the edge is very different. I can see, looking at this, there is I think that's a run of metal, something that's very common. This leg has many issues as well as the towel, and the main issue is that the coin, the pieces, the towel and the leg, they usually rise to the top of the rim, which creates a widening of the rim. Same as here, and the lion, and there. So this I've very rarely found the fleur-de-lis to be ever wrong. I don't know why that is. I suppose it's because there's not a lot going on, but very rare indeed. I think about the only thing you can say, and you can't even really call it something of note, is there's a line that runs up the middle, and that sometimes doesn't show properly. But I mean, you can't call that an error or anything. That's just the way. It's such a fine line. Unless you do a magnifier, you wouldn't know it's there. I mean, you can't see it there. All you can see is where the light's reflecting from the other side, and everything this side is all in shadow because of the way my light's set up. You're probably better off doing this in that sort of sequence. See, this coin, the middle coin, is very different to the other two. There's no doling of the coin. These two seem to be dirty, looking dull. This one's not. In actual fact, it looks very proof-like. It's very this when it's shiny like this. I mean, you know that it's not, but when you see it like that, that sort of immediately drags your eye to it because it's a different type of metal. Yeah, well, it's not a different type of metal. It just looks very cleaner and very cut. Okay, that bit, I don't know why that's reflecting. I don't know what it's reflecting from, but it's reflecting from something. But these look, the two outer ones look dirtier. Now, if you're, yeah, you see that coin is very smart. That middle coin is very smart, and even the other side, the coin, the other side, the right side now is pretty smart. But that is looking really smart. You can tell there's three grades of coin there. You got that which is poor, this one. You've got that that's smart, and then that one's the in between. The things to look for. I'm trying to remember offhand now. I don't even believe it's a washout. It's probably the date and the Elizabeth, if anything. The rims are always a bone of contention. Always. It doesn't matter. Doesn't the whole set of coins, 10p, 5p, and the 50, but then the 50 is all over. Yeah, again, it's all over. The 10p's tend to be the more washout, but you do see it on the 5p sometimes. Can't see it there. Can see there it looks like a fizzy. Well, that's where it's going off to get it's beginning to tone. But you can see that coin is definitely different from the rest. I mean, then you can see that one is, although it's looking slightly larger there, it's in the middle. It's quite a good picture, actually. Quite a good picture. And like I say, the way the light refracts from the coin, you need that light to be directly down to get a proper sort of shine. That's not the word I want to use. But the trouble with having it right overhead and down is like when you're doing with the magnifier. It's got to be a certain distance away, otherwise it bleaches. The shininess bleaches. Picks up the white. So I mean, really, you need a. Oh, what colour is that? It's not a. It's pearl. Is it pearl? It's an off brilliant white. I think pearl is the one that I've got in my light above. Because it's certainly not clear. Be interesting. I don't know whether I can get a clear bulb for that. It's screw as well, which makes it even harder. But that's pretty good. No, that's pretty good. I like that. Well worth doing. And again, with the rim, you see a lot of action. But that's typical. It's typical. So that's those three. Now we go to 20p's. I used to call these coins disgraceful. I've never really liked them, both designs. I think the designers failed drastically with the 20p's. This is the Michael Dent version. Sorry, this is the Michael Dent version, and that is the past version. I don't know his name who did this. You would only know. Oh, it's WC. on this one you can see there's a W there. Oh, my hand's terrible. God blimey, what's going on there? I'm just having a look at it. Yeah, the C is in between. Oh, sorry. I'm putting my pointer on the cab top. And of course it means nothing to you. The C is right in there, in between the leaf and whatever that is. The leaf and... Oh, I'm going to take that away. Oh, it's the leaf and the rose petal. It's right in between. Whereas the W sits on its own. So that's why it comes out. The W is more prone to being proper than the C. The C, I mean, it could even be a G. I don't know, to be honest. I'm sure it's C, but it could be a G. I should know, really. But it's the only good thing about the 20p piece is this. This piece here, the 20. One part of it rises and this part of it dips. It's a really funny illusion that gives. Both these tops are risen and then that's set deep. It's sort of like taking the mickey out of the £2 coin, really. That's the way I see that. But it's quite novel. It was quite a novel thing, I believe. I don't believe there's any other coin that's like that. What else is wrong? Oh, the lettering. The W on this coin. The earlier coins, the W. Oh, come on. The W sits high. It's out of place. It sits high. I believe it's 1982. It's an in-between number. That's like it. But it is crude. Even on this is all straight. I've never seen anything wrong with this other than maybe a poor strike. But yeah, this generally is always pretty naff. The 20. What else can I say about it? I don't think I've seen a lot wrong with this coin. I mean, if on this coin it will be a mistrike. Because it's just so tacky. That's what I want to say. It's just tacky. And even this, so you've got a lot of area straight away in the middle that's not used. Well, with this coin, you've got it around there and the outer sides is not used. This is prone to bead blobs. You can have a number of dots all joined together by blobs. The tail, as in the 5p, I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning is for that. But the tail on this, from there down and round, suffers with blobs and runs. The blobs are on it, and generally the runs are around the sides. I don't know why that would be. Whether it's because it's curved, but it doesn't really make sense. The 5p, you see it better. Oh, my finger's getting in the way there, making it look pink. The claw, the back leg, or I think it's the back leg. This claw can be very hit and miss. Sometimes it's really hard to see because it's quite shallow. It's not actually what I would call a strike. It's shallow. It's about the only way I can describe it. Sometimes these lines and these bits don't line up. That one looks like it's out of kilter there. That's in line. but that most certainly doesn't look right. I think that leg needs to have dropped down a bit. I'm trying to remember. There are other bits that show blobs. Now this camera's just all of a sudden it's gone into focus, because you can now see with that there is bits. If you look at that, it looks more like a chain. There's sort of bits. It's funny how this. It really is funny how these cell phones work. Sometimes they do it. They focus really straight on, and sometimes they don't. They're just so finicky. I know there are ways. If you get your finger behind the coin and lift it up to it, the camera seems to focus on the finger, and the coin is clear. It's clear. Cool. Look, my fingers are red. Yeah. So turning these over. Funny enough, yeah. Oh no, the Michael Dent, sorry, was on the beading. This side on the beading. Yeah, done the WC there. We'll have to look at that. And you see, what's crude about this coin, it's also all over the place around the edge. It's really, I'm not going to say the word, but it really is not good. You know, some of these letters ride so close to the edge, it's unreal. It just, look, see like that, the D, that looks like it's the edge is folded over, which normally is confused with edge knock. I know I do it myself. See, then that's that. Oh, come on. That there seems to be a. Oh, come on. I know it's a letter, but I think that's more to do with either a blob or an edge knock. Let's have a quick look. It's a letter D again. Oh, the F. The F is bad. The F. This is bad. Yeah, that's what's showing it up. The F. It's not the D, it's the F. That is bad. Oh yeah, it's something's been rapidly hitting it. Really deformed. And where it's been hit, the little bits are showing up as, showing up as silvery. So it looks like a blob rather than what it is. It's not a blob. Oh, come on, get my fingers out of the way. What year is that? 20 what? 2010. Now, 2010 is a common year for washouts. On the 10p's, most definitely. It was more prolific with the 10p's. But this coin, even proof-like, is, I don't know, it just looks crude to me. It doesn't look like a coin that should be, even if it was in brilliant uncirculated, you know, it's just not right. Now this is the older version, of course. Oh, pardon me. Again, the Elizabeth, if you look at that, the Z, oh, pardon me again, the Z has risen, and the A has risen right close to the rim. And again, that looks like that's folding over. And this is really what you get. It's just bitty. Probably novel in design, in shape, like the 50p. Yeah, I had hardly any sleep last night again. So the next thing with this, I'm not going to do it because you won't see it with the camera, of course, is the rims and ghost reading. Should be on both versions. Then we come to the 50p. The 50p Michael Dent version. The things to look at with that are all the strings. Look at that, because that's prone to blobs. The two lines, these are diamonds, elongated diamonds, and the lines along the side often, very often, are blobbed with bits of metal. Beading's always not too bad. Michael Dent to be there somewhere. Again, not a bad coin, because look, if you hover over it, you can see the reflection of the camera. So that's, yeah, it's really not too bad. The line has its problems. You tend to get the image of a penis quite a lot. It's to do with the way, come on, open up. It's to do with the way the thigh and the underbelly run. And if it's not struck properly, it looks, if it's running along the belly, it looks more like a penis. If it's running down, it doesn't, because it doesn't work. What else is wrong? I don't think there's anything else wrong with this coin. You might see blobs of metal on the beading. Oh, yeah. I mean, that to me looks like a blob there, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. I don't know why that's looking like that on there. No, it's not coming to view now, look. Never seen anything wrong with the writing on the 50p. The 50p is strictly rim, really, and blobs of metal. That's all there is to it. I don't think I've seen anything else. And again, you may see widening, especially here and there. That 50p, I think I showed you last night on eBay, was, if that was proof, which he claimed it was, it's the most disgraceful proof I've ever seen. And like I say, it gives me no confidence in buying coins from eBay, proof sets. This side, I don't believe the 50p suffer with washout. I don't. What tends to be with the 50p, on the bottom edge, so you can see it there, the light is reflecting on the magnifier. That will be orange. They seem, I don't know why, but the rims bottom out on this piece of the coin. And there again, here you go with the corners. The corners are abysmal, but that's not the coin's fault. That's the striking and designer's fault. Near enough all the 50p's of any type suffer with it. But again, with the rim, this coin, the main thing I really tend to go for is the rim, the outer edge, which has the reeded ghost reading. It's not the best of condition, that's for sure. I mean, if you hover over that, you can see the camera, but you can also see all the bits that the camera that are actually not really shining. There is bits. I mean, you wouldn't know that was a camera. It just looks like a green. Mind you, saying that, it is green. Pound coin. Main things to look for with this coin. Come on, focus. is the shamrock, the thistle, and the leek, and this. Come on. It's a branch. It's the branch that feeds the rose. So you sort of get it. It's quite a clever design, really, but it's got a lot going on. This coin's got a lot going on, so it's not surprising there's issues. The main thing with this is if the branch is close or further away, it affects the whole coin in some way. This is the only part that doesn't seem to suffer. The centre of what would be the where the what the bees take the pollen from, and it seems it's a round set of dots, and that is not very clear. But it's not. I wouldn't call it an issue. And you might see on the petals, usually the inner petals have blobs of metal, but unlike the thistle, the leek and the shamrock, they all move. They all move, and I must be missing something that must move as well, but I've not seen it. I don't understand it. The other thing with this coin is how far the £1 sits away from the edge. That also plays a part. That piece I showed you some time back now of how these coins are constructed is phenomenal. He wanted a quid for it. I wouldn't give him a quid. Well, no, I would probably give him a quid for it because it's so interesting. The micro writing, and it's really hard to believe. It's really hard to believe. Is a piece of separate metal. It's like an O-ring, but like really fine. How they get that to sit, I do not know. I really do not know. But some of them do. Some of them are bad anyway. But you can't really tell. To read that, I mean, look, even looking at this coin like that, you can't read that. Even with my eyeglass, and I have to get really down to it, and I still can't really work it out. And even with the magnifying